Translation purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation. The science of logical argument, the Vedic goals of life, and also law and order, moral codes, and the celebrated hymns Bhu, Vaha, and Swa all became manifested from the mouth of Brahma, and the Pranava Omkara was manifested from his heart. Translation. Thereafter, the art of literary expression, Ushnik, was generated from the hair on the body of the Almighty Prajapati. The principal Vedic hymns, Gayatri, was generated from the skin. Tish took from the flesh. Anush took from the veins. And Jagati from the bones of Lord of the living entities. Translation. Art of writing verse, Pankti, became manifested from the bone marrow, and that of Brahati, another type of verse, was generated from the life breath of the Lord of the living entity. Translation. Brahma's soul was manifested as a touch alphabets, his body as the bounds, his senses as the sibilant alphabets, his strength as the intermediate alphabets, and his sensual activities as the 7 notes of music. Purport. In Sanskrit, there are 13 vowels and 35 consonant, and the vowels are a, I, u, ri, la, I, o, and the consonants are ka, kha, gha, ka, etc. Amongst the consonants, the 25 letters are called the sparsha. There are also 4 antastha. Of the Ushmanash, there are 3 sas called Talabya, Murdvanya, and Dantya. The musical notes are Sha, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Dha, Ni. All these sound vibrations are originally called Sabd Brahma, or spiritual sound. It is said, therefore, that Brahma was created in the Mahakalpa as an incarnation of spiritual sound. The Vedas are spiritual sound, and therefore there is no need of material interpretation for the sound vibration of the Vedic literature. The Vedas should be vibrated as they are, although they are symbolically represented with letters which are known to us materially. In the ultimate issue, there is nothing material because everything has its origin in the spiritual world. The material manifestation is therefore called illusion in the proper sense of the term. For those who are realized soul, there is nothing but spirit. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport. So, when I was reading this verse, it looked like some Sanskrit grammar, and I was thinking it may be good if some Sanskrit scholar give lecture on this. So, Prabhupada is talking about all the alphabets of Sanskrit. Then Prabhupada mentioned Talabya, Murdhanya, and Dantad. So these are the way how we pronounce the words. there are certain words to pronounce, certain alphabet to pronounce. You have to touch your tongue with the teeth. Ta. Ta, if you pronounce without touching your teeth, you cannot pronounce. So called Dantya. Dantya means you have to touch the teeth. That's such a beautiful, the division is given. And called Talabhya. Talabhya means the down one, this is called Talabhya. It is to touch the tongue, other without which you cannot pronounce. And Urdhanya means you have to touch your tongue from the top and then side. So, this beautiful alphabets, Prabhupada has described very meticulously in the purport, where how these has been originated and their divisions. And Srila Prabhupada is mentioning like everything in creation has come from Krishna and it has a definite use. The origin is Krishna for everything. Even these alphabets, vowels and consonant, they also given by Krishna. Where no one is as such discovered. They just found out. And by Brahma is given even the language. That's the reason the Sanskrit is considered as a mother of all languages. Even the Greek, Latin, you talk about any language in the world, the origin is Sanskrit, and Sanskrit is a very detailed description about how it has originated. So, as I said, anything originated, it has a definite purpose. And Prabhupada is writing, nothing is called material, everything is spiritual. So, how is we to understand everything is spiritual and everything, there's nothing called material? So, when many places Prabhupada is talking about, or Sastra is talking about, we have to go to the spiritual world. We have to go from this outer material world. So what is this material world? What is this spiritual world? So as we know, everything is spiritual, called spiritual sky. One portion of the spiritual sky where the Mahatattva is there, where the spiritual light cannot go. That's only part is considered, but it is all the part of the spiritual world. In the spiritual sky, there is one corner. It's called material sky, or it's created material sky. So, if you see, Rupa Goswami, he defined in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the definition of whole creation in beautiful verses called Prapanchikatya Buddhiya Hari Sambandhi Bastuna Mumikchubi Parityago Vairagyam Falgu Kathyati. Prapanchikatya Buddhiya. Prapanchi means what is Prapanch? Prapanch ki dunya. Prapanchikatya. Prapanchi means material. With the material understanding. Katya means understanding. Buddhiya Hari Sambandhi Bastuna. Everything in creation can be used to service to Krishna. Prabhupada writes elsewhere, even the missiles can be used to service to Krishna. So, Prapanchikatya Buddhya Hari Sambandhi Bastuna Mumik Chivi Parityago. Those who want to merge the Brahman, this is material. Neti, neti, neti. Vairagyam Falgu Kathate. So that kind of vairagya is a falgu. Now people say, I want to leave everything. So what you can leave, Prabhupada says? This body is not yours. I want to go to forest, Prabhupada says. So Oh, there is a forest, your father's. Where you want to live? What you want to do? You cannot leave anything. So that kind of vairagya is called Falgu vairagya. Hari sambandhi vastuna prapanchikataya budhva. By thinking this material is actually is called material understanding. Anasaktasya vishyan ithaham upyunjita nirvande Krishna sambandhe. So you have to use everything in service of Krishna by anasaktas, without attachment. Attachment is belongs to me. I am the enjoyer. So if we renounce that kind of mentality, the nirbandha Krishna sambandhe, and everything else of everything can be used to service to Krishna. So by these two sloka about Yukta Vairagya and Falgu Vairagya, full understanding of Krishna consciousness given by the spiritual scientist, Madhupanda Prabhu says, the spiritual scientists, they are our Rupa Goswami. So everything belongs to Krishna. Krishna is origin, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu. And everything should be used to or used for pleasure for Krishna. If everything used for pleasure for Krishna, this is called spiritual. So Prabhupada says our temples are they are the spiritual or they are the embassy. Madhupanda Prabhu says embassy. Spiritual embassy. Actually, so any place is not the temple. If any place where all the activities are centered around Krishna or meant for pleasure for Krishna, that's called spiritual world. Nothing else we have to go. If everything used to service to Krishna is come spiritual. Prabhupada always say we can make this place Vaikuntha. And so many places Prabhupada talks about. So the material is spiritual. If anything used for our own sense gratification is called material. And if everything is used for service to Krishna, it's called spiritual. So that's the reason. Sthavar jangam dekhe, na dekhe tara murti. Sarvat hai nij east dev ispuriti. So the pure devotees never see anything for his own pleasure. But in materialistic platform, we think, so how this can be used for my purpose? Like the alphabets, or even it is said, the 7 notes, sa, re, ga, ma, pa, da, ni. So these are the spiritual sounds. Because everything is spiritual. But if you use these things for own sense gratification, like in music, people using in the movies and so many other places for sense gratification, it makes material. So wrong use, wrong understanding is called material. True understanding and everything is spiritual. So, na sa re ga ma pa da ni. By these 7 notes, it is said 16,108 ragas can be made out of this. So there are 16,108 because Krishna has those, and each gopi has a different raga to sing for the pleasure for Krishna. So all cultural thing, artistic thing, or even all the things were used to serve Krishna. Dharmas sunastuta pumsham Viswakshemi kathasuya na utpatit yati ratim sram evi kevalam. If any activity we do, if it is not meant for us to advance towards Krishna, it's called useless labor. Even if you have to put, let's say, one object from here to here, that also we should be see, is this pleasure for Krishna or not? If it is not, this will become cause for our bondage. Any action you perform, we must see that even smallest to smallest action is really pleasing to Guru Krishna. if it is not Yagnartha Annat Anyat. Loko Ayam Karma Bandhana. And you come to the stage where your even body, mind, and the words Iya Yas Hare Dase Karmana Manishagira Nikhilesa Avasthasu Jivan Mukta Uchate. Jivan Mukta Uchate. So by living we can be Mukta when Iya Yas Hare Dase Karmana Manasagira. Karmana, our action, Manasa, mind, and Gira, these words are used to service to Krishna. So we have to be always visible. Is my actions all pleasing to Krishna or not? So we can determine very easily what is spiritual, what is material, we can determine. So as he said, even the words, the alphabets originate from Krishna through Brahma, and they are always meant to serve Krishna. And Prabhupada says, or even Bhagavatam says, when Krishna left to Sodhamo Upagate Dharma Jnana Devisa Kalo Nashta Disamesha Puranarako Adunodita. So that Purana, this called Bhagavad Purana, is a sound incarnation of Krishna. Idam Bhagavatam Nama Puranam Brahma Sammitam Uttam Isloka Charitam Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Ne Sri Sai Lokasya Dhanyam Swasti Ainam Mahat. So Idam means this. Bhagavatam Nama, the name of Bhagavatam. Puranam Brahma Sammitam. Brahma means Brahman. Sammitam means topmost. So Brahma Sammitam means called Krishna, absolute truth. Brahma Sammitam means Krishna. So this Purana is called Brahma Sammitam Krishna. And what is said? Uttam is Loka Charitam. It describes the beautiful activities of Krishna. Now, today morning we were hearing about the CC while honoring the Prasadam. Such a wonderful pastimes of Krishna, especially the childhood pastime. Sukadeva Goswami has described, and Prabhupada added little more flavor to by his beautiful explanations. And Chakara Bhagavan Rishi Ane Sri Sai Lokasya. It meant to give ultimate direction to the spirit souls. Even Brahma, when he, all we know, when he took birth, not knowing anything, he started going up and down on the stem of a lotus stem, which was originated from the navel of Vishnu. So, what he heard? Tapa, sound. The sound, the Prabhupada always says, and even Bible says, origin of this whole creation is a sound. Even Bible also says, or even Bhagavatam also refers, everything has come from the sound. So this whole material creation has come from the sound. And binding up also can have from the sound only, by Hare Krishna mantra. So the origin and sound is very powerful, Prabhupada says. So this Bhagavatam, which is an incarnation of the Lord in Kali Yuga, similarly, the Hare Krishna mantra, Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna. Nama means here, Prabhupada says, called Hare Krishna mantra. Kali Kale Nama Rupe Krishna Avtara. So Krishna is descended in this is called. So in the Kali Yuga, 3 forms of Krishna has come. Krishna is descended incarnate in 3 forms. 1, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. 2nd, book, literature, Bhagavatam. Or 3rd is Hare Krishna mantra, holy name. if we take complete center of either of three, probably direct we should take all three. But even if we take either of three complete center, guaranteed we can go back to our original place. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu especially was very liking about Bhagavatam and holy name. So basically one is describing or glorifying all two. Bhagavatam glorify Chaitanya Mahaprabhu holy name. So all one has two encapsulated inside. So our right understanding make us completely aware of it. So we have seen in the beginning of this chapter how Brahma first, what Brahma created first? We have read in this chapter. What Brahma is created first? No, before Kumara he created something else also. Yeah, Kumara was there. Nescience. Illusion. So Brahma, even though when he created, he was not very happy for creation. But he had to do for some purpose, he has created. No? So, Nescience, now we read, And Tamisham, Mahamoham, Tamas, Agyan, Birta. These are Krishna created, no? Brahma is created. Because unless this illusion is created, Jiva's fancy desire or wrong desire to enjoy independent of Krishna cannot be entertained. So Brahma created and then he was not very happy. He said, what is this? I am giving pain to the living entity. So he creates Kumaras. And by creating 4 Kumaras, he created Yoga, Sankhya, Tyaga and Vairagya. These 4 Kumaras. So he has created that in also creating the main function, how the Jiva can come out. So that is also created by Brahma. So anything in creation is not useless. That's we must remember. It has a proper use. It has a definite use. Because God will create or Brahma will create useless things which are not really required. So it has a proper use. Even Brahma also glorify about the sound in the prayers. When you got a Brahma Bimohan, then Lord comes and then he glorified the Lords. So as a famous verse, Jnane Priyasam Udpas Namante Eva Jivanti Sanmukharitam Bhavati Bhartam Isthane Sthiti Surti Gatam Tanuman Manove. Then Tanu Van Mano. All these things, Tanu, Van and Mano. All these 3 things should be engaged in what? Surti Gatam. How do you use the body for Surti? Thanu. Mind, okay, you can think. Thanu is this body should use to propagate his Surti. So, the E Pryaso Jit Jito Pyasi. Otherwise, Krishna unconquerable. Cannot be conquered. But Krishna can be conquered if we engage our body, mind, and the speech to glorify him, to hear about him from Jivanti Sanmukharitam Bhavati, from pure devotees. When we hear about him, pure devotees, then our dirty thing in the heart get cleansed. Shanvata Shiddhaya Nityam Grahantasya Sechitatam Kalena Nati Dirgena Bhagavan Visite Hirdi. Shanvata Shiddhaya Nityam. By Shiddha, Nityam is always. We have to hear always. Suppose if you do not hear about Krishna, then you must be hearing about Maya or something else. You cannot stop your mind. If you're not thinking of Krishna, you will bound to think about Maya. So mind should be completely merged. Even by doing some physical activities, if where your full mind is not required, focused mind, still is recommended. Always think of Krishna. Thinking Krishna, somebody asked, Prabhuji, by thinking means I should meditate on the lotus feet or lotus face of Krishna. What is the meditation? Meditation means while walking, how, na? As otherly also I think we have discussed, na? Like Arjuna, tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mam anushma yuddhacha maya aripita mano buddhe. So thinking, you see, like sthavar jangam dekhi, na dekhi, if you correlate everything, so the pure devotees or the devotees who engage in service of Krishna always sees link with the Krishna. He never sees the isolated thing. Isolated means disconnected with Krishna. Make it material. Krishna is a big plan. Krishna is a big connection. The creation is linked with each other. So dharma means to when, as he said, Brahma took birth, then he heard of tapa. Then after tapa, because he did not know what to do, how to do, and what is I supposed to do. Because he was the first person, even though he came from Vishnu, but Vishnu was very huge, he was not able to see from the navel, he came from the little Brahma, and then he was not able to find out. Nobody was there to tell him. When we take birth, so many people, parents are there, some relatives say, hey, work hard, go to study, do job. They will tell us of Brahmas, there was nothing else, was not there. So he went for meditation, tapa, then the tene brahm hirdaya, then by heart, the Lord had given the direction. So that is the right direction. Otherwise, if it's not pleasure for Krishna, as he said, is simply entanglement. So, Sharmata Siddhaya Nityam Grahantas Swachestitam. Swachestitam means chesta. You have to put chesta to hear. Here will go something. When you chant Hare Krishna, something. But you have to put chesta. So, Sharmata Siddhaya Nityam Grahantas Swachestitam, Swachestita. You have to put chesta, nityam, and shraddha. With the faith, with your endeavor, and continuously you should hear. So when we chant Hare Krishna, we should hear always. Then it is said, Kalena na ati dirgena. Na ati dirgena kalena. Without any delay. Bhagavan Visite Hirdi. Krishna enters. So when we hear from Shraddha and Sachestita, like in Ajamla case, so he was in helpless condition. Even though he is not meant for the Lord, but because in helpless condition he call out, Narayana. Prabhupada says, some of the Acharya says, when he called, he never called for Narayana, he called his son. But because he called Narayana and he had served Narayana in the past, so Narayana remembrance came. And we see the effect of calling Narayana. Vishnu Duta came to save him. So, if our purpose is to serve Krishna, Krishna will always be ready to help us, our all endeavors. So, Bhagavan Biste Hirdi, and when Krishna comes into in the heart of Bhagavan Bistete, how does he biste? pravastra karna randrena. He enters from the karna randha. Randha means hole, ear holes. Sonam bhav saroram dhunoti samalam Krishna salilas yathasarat. Then Krishna will purify our heart. Cheto darpan marjanam. So when we hear about Krishna, when we glorify Him, when we chant His holy name, then and by hearing the Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam, so that Ananda, that we actually, if we really try a chesta with Shraddha, with faith, if we hear about Krishna, automatically we'll feel transcendental pleasure. All our moroseness, all our confusion will get over. No? Sansara dhava nalalilloka. This world is very full of anxiety, full of confusion. Or it can be only, this can be eradicated by Sri Krishna Sankirtana. Now Sankirtana is very powerful. Japa is Sankirtana. Sankirtana, sang is together. When you together with the Kirtan, it's called Sankirtana. When we, that's the reason recommended we should chant together, we sit. Now, it's always, when we, initially when I used to read, we should hear together in the association of devotee, we have to chant together, we have to serve Krishna, association of devotee. Association is very important, sung together. Kirtan also has to be sung. Then Krishna will purify our heart. So by doing so, if we situate ourselves rightly, we also feel transcendental happiness. Actually, if you see example, we have also discussed in the past. Let's say somebody property is running a big company. So many employees are there. So all the employees are meant to satisfy the vision and the desire of a proprietor. So then they are rightly situated. Now well paid and everything. If one employee is not working, what is being told, what is being assigned to him, or that to the vision of the proprietor, then he is unfaithful, dishonest person. He must be penalized for that. So similarly, we are the part of this whole creation by Krishna, and we are all meant to satisfy Krishna, His desire, His vision. And as Krishna, Brahma was not knowing what to do, so same thing we do not know, we get to know by one of our spiritual master can tell us. What is our original constitutional position? What we are supposed to do? So in the neophyte stage or beginning stage, called as we call sadhakas, follow rules and regulations. Gradually, slowly, when we advance, then you can see the direction will come even from the heart. Paramatma will direct you. Same Lord from Paramatma comes out as spiritual master. But little high stage when you keep move, then gradually, slowly you find Krishna is directing always. And more so when Krishna says, let's say you're working for the benefit of the company, the owner will be so happy and will help you out of the way so that you can do more work. As you're doing marketing, you'll be more happy, you can do more marketing. And even we award you many things. Similarly, when we do align our actions with the desire of Krishna, then we also be very transcendental happy, and Krishna also will be very happy with us. And Prabhupada says, as a devotee want to serve Krishna, Krishna is much more eager to serve the devotee, to help him. Serve means to help him, to guide him. So here we see, even though it may look like they are disconnected in Bhagavatam, and sometimes we want to skip some portion, this look very common, what is this? So we want to go. But everything in Bhagavatam is very, very transcendental. we should not underestimate, oh, this portion is not, this story or this kind of pastime is good. But no, even that, the wonderful, what the philosophies imbibed inside the Bhagavatam is meant for our, or to come to the platform of transcendental realization. So, so whatever we have, Bhagavatam says nothing had to be acquired. Whatever you have, use service to Krishna. That's called true surrender. It's not something, if you do not have certain skill, don't require. If you have some skill, serve Krishna. So whatever we have, if we try to serve Krishna, our rest assured, our purification, or our will be able to please Krishna. So, so if we have, remember that small thing, if any action, what we do is meant to please Krishna, is pleasure for Krishna, is spiritual. If not for pleasure for Krishna, is my own pleasure as a material. So with this I will stop. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jagat Guru Shra Prabhupada ki